Hey team, this is Arthur. I'm very excited to share with you a quick start, uh, basically a walkthrough for the program. I've had a lot of questions on how to get started quickly, what can I do? I'm going to give you a few of these, well, I'm going to give you 6 steps really to walk through the process of getting your first contract submitted for review, right? This is for on-market deals. So remember, the deals that we're dealing with right now in this program are on-market deals through a realtor. Right? So we're making our offers through realtors at this point in time. It will be a point in time where we introduce the off-market deals as well. But at this point, we're doing on-market deals. Those are deals that are listed on the multiple listing service, the MLS. This is your quick start. Get going. So let's see how it goes here. All right. First of all, the goal. Make sure you understand what the goal is. Your goal is to make 30 plus offers per week. 30 plus. If you're making 30 plus offers a week, you'll be closing 2 to 3 deals a month, no question. You got to get your offers in, guys. That's the name of the game. You get properties under contract that fit the buying criteria. Have you seen the buying criteria in the basically overall general instructions with a deal submission? But we'll go through that just a little bit here on this slide as well, on this presentation or program as well. All right, then you want to submit your contracts to BidStar LLC for review via email. I'll let you know what that email is here at the end. All right. 6 steps to getting started. 1, you want to choose your market, right? It's important what market you want to work in. We're going to talk about that in detail. You want to find the deal. We have all the tools necessary to find the deal. We have the easiest system in the market that I know of to find the deal. There's no system in the market as easy as what we're doing to find the deal. If you don't know that, you need to get a hold of that. I've done it the hard way, and I'm telling you, this is the easy way right now. All right, you want to analyze the deal. We have one of the best systems in the market to analyze the deals. You don't have to number crunch. You don't have to pull calculators out and spreadsheets. The instant deal analyzer will take care of all of that work for you. It finds Mayo. That's your maximum allowable offer. It finds it for you. You want to make the offer through double dip. Now, double dip is a technique we use with agents, a technique we use with the listing agent. We'll talk about that in detail. You want to get this signed. You want to get the purchase and sale agreement signed. After you submit your offer, you want to sign the purchase and sale agreement, and then you're on your way. Then you want to submit that contract for review to BidStar LLC, and then we will approve or let you know what needs to be adjusted on that deal, okay? All right, let's get started. All right, step 1, you want to choose your market. Now, you want to choose a market that has a population of approximately 50,000 people at a minimum. Now, this is not an exact rule here. You want to get close to 50,000 as possible, okay? The more people in the area, the more deals are turning over, more business is taking place, more people are moving, buying houses. So this is how you want to determine that. You want to have a high enough population, what you have business going on for real estate. All right, cash buyers. Now, we also can narrow down our zip codes that we want to work in for cash buyers by using listsource.com. There's a video I have out now on how to use ListSource to find the best zip codes in your area to actually do deals in, okay? So make sure you look at that video. It is on the YouTube channel. All right, range of sale price after fix-up. You want to make sure you're working within $100,000 ARV and $600,000 ARV. You want to stay in between there. If you get below $100,000, you get into sometimes fringe areas, close to war zones, areas where it could become a little bit higher risk. Risk from if you did have a rehab there, someone breaking in the rehab. That can happen in any house that's vacant. I understand that. But when you get down to the lower values, you get lower income, you may have a population that has a different ability to buy. So you want to deal with houses within $100,000 to $600,000. You don't want to go above $600,000 because then you're dealing with a luxury niche, right? That market is have higher risk, right? You have a more, a lot of times more detailed taste, right? You've done everything you can to fix this house up, but now you don't have a red wall. All your walls are pale white or eggshell white, right? So you want to avoid those markets. The sweet spot is 100,000 to 600,000 for what we're doing here in this wholesale market, okay? So when you choose your market, right, if you're a new investor, you should be thinking about one market. You should be thinking, I'm going to work in this market. I'm going to learn this market. I'm going to know what houses are worth in this market before anyone else knows. I'm going to know what houses are available in this market before anyone else knows. That's what you need to be thinking, okay? So work in the market that you want to work in, but only one at a time if you're a new investor or part-time, right? If you're an intermediate investor, maybe you can choose two markets. You can start working a little bit more territory, right? You don't want to get diluted out. So where you're getting swamped with so many things, you want to make sure that you're really getting the detail on the markets you're working so you can control that market. And if you're an advanced, full-time investor, then of course, go ahead and choose three markets. Make sure that you're doing everything you can to get those offers in every week, and then you'll start really seeing a good high return on that. Three markets are ideal for an advanced, 3+ markets are ideal for an advanced investor. All right, now, do you choose a local market? Do you use a non-local market? I would say to start out, choose a local market. If it can handle the criteria we just discussed, if it's a strong enough market. Does it have 50,000 in population? Okay, well, think about that market. You want to think non-local if your market does not support the criteria. 50,000 people have cash buyers in that area. When you look at it on list source. So then you will want to maybe go non-local. You will still want to have your local market as your #1 market because you're physical to that market. And then you could choose, your second and third market as a virtual market, a market that you don't actually physically have to be there, right? You're doing everything on desktop. You're dealing with partners that's in the area, okay? But right now, you may want to just stick with that local market till you get a real good grasp on this, especially if you're just getting started with real estate. All right, now how do you find the deal? This is one of the best systems in the game. It's called the Data Cruncher 2.0. This software actually finds deals that are below market value based on the square foot per zip code. So zip codes you can actually calculate based on the houses that sold for the last year and based on the size of each home, what's the average price per square foot for a zip code. The Data Cruncher looks at that price per square foot and then finds all houses that are listed on the market under that value. And it's a beautiful thing to see. The Data Cruncher will actually allow you to see what percentage off the seller has under the zip code value. That lets you know you have a motivated seller in most cases, right? We have to dig a little deeper to make sure we see that the findings are correct, but it's identifying motivated sellers. You go in there, you add a new campaign for your zip code, and you want to see the video on choosing your zip code, like I pointed out before. Then you want to filter, once you get your list, you want to filter out condos, filter out townhouses, you want to filter out houses for auction. We're only looking for single family residential. So no multi listings either, right? Just single family residential is what we're looking to buy. That is our bread and butter property, guys, okay? And we're in the market for those right now. All right, so then you also want to, my phone's ringing, oh, guys, cut this off. You also want to analyze the deal. Again, we have a tool that it saves you so much time from finding your mail, right? It's an instant deal analyzer. Once you go through there, you determine if your repair cost is going to be light, average, or heavy. It actually does all the calculations for you, right? It lets you know exactly what the RV is based on the zip code. It actually takes out your repair costs, and then you have the option of choosing what your wholesale fee will be for that particular market. All right. Now, if the ARV is greater than $200,000, we're going to follow the regular Mayo formula for wholesalers, which is 0.65 times the ARV minus repairs minus the wholesale fee. Okay. Now, if the property falls under $200,000, you want to use a slightly different Mayo fee, right? Because me and the partners, we want to make sure that we're averaging $40,000 on a deal. So to do that, you want to take 0.85, which is basically around the percentage for an average loan, right, times ARV minus $40,000 minus repairs minus wholesale fee. And that's a 85% is used because that's typically for someone who's going to buy a retail house. That's basically what the loan to value has to be for that. Okay, so guys, this is going to get you jump started. If you look at all the other videos already, you understand what Mayo is, you understand what ARV is, you've seen how to get the repair cost. This is right here is going to step you through how to really get going on this quickly after understanding those basic terms. Okay, when you analyze the deal, if the Mayo is not within 20% of the asking price, you're going to simply submit your offer to the real estate agent as is. Okay, you're going to submit to the real estate agent as is. Okay, so that means that you're way off. So it's okay. We're going to submit lowball offers because we just want to uncover motivated sellers, right? We're going to submit every offer that we come up with. In this case, you was just submitted. Now, if your Mayo is within 20% of the asking price, you're going to need to research the neighborhood comps for some relevant comps in that area. 5 relevant comps. You're going to use those relevant comps to come up with a price per square foot for that neighborhood based on those 5 comps. For instance, if a neighborhood has a zip code, say for instance, a zip code has an average price per square foot of $100, when you look at the house that you're examining, it could be below or above that, right? So if you get a Mayo and it's way high, or wow, it's a lot higher than the asking price, you should ask yourself, wait a minute, is this different for this neighborhood? Although this neighborhood is in that zip code, is this pocket underperforming based on the zip code? So you want to take 5 houses a half a mile out or so and determine what's that average price per square foot in that neighborhood. And then you want to determine your Mayo. You'll go back up into your instant deal analyzer and change that square footage number, and then you will then replace it with your new average to get you a new ARV, right? And there's sometimes neighborhoods that outperform the average. When I'm in that some of those zip codes, you can see that these houses are selling higher than the zip code. So they're pulling the weight in that zip code. Okay, so that's how you want to get going with the instant deal analyzer. Next, you want to go ahead and make the offer. You've gotten your Mayo. You know what price you can't go above. So you want to create a dual agency situation with a listing agent. So you're not going to use a buyer's agent in this case. You're going to call up the listing agent. You're going to use the double dip script that I provided for you already. If you're part of the Real Estate Roundtable already, you have the program, the techniques, the tips to use a double dip technique. You're going to call them up, let them know you're unrepresented. You would like for them to represent you as a buyer's agent as well as be the listing agent, and they'll get a 6% return on that, right? That's highly motivating, guys. Who wouldn't want to get 6% rather than 3%? Think about what this technique does for you. You want to make the offer so that the listing agent represents you as a buying agent as well. Okay? All right. Then you want to simply sign the purchase and sale agreement according to your terms. So the agent will then draw it up. That's what I like about the on-market deals. You don't have to submit full offers. You just need to submit your terms to the agent. They will use the form for your state to draw up a contract for you to sign, a purchase and sale agreement. Here's some of the things that are important in an agreement. The buyer, if you're the buyer, you should use your name or your company name. Some people use my company name and or assigns, okay? And or assigns allows you to actually assign this contract to someone else. If that's not on the contract, it's a possibility you cannot assign that contract depending on what state you're in. In general, contracts are assignable. I like to make it clear that I have the option to assign my contract by writing that in every contract and or assigns, okay? Also, you want to build in a 10-day due diligence period. And it needs to be written this way. Due diligence period, 10 days from accepted offer. You don't want to have a 10-day due diligence period that starts today and the seller doesn't accept your offer until tomorrow or 2 days from now. You want your 10-day period, your time clock to start when that offer is actually signed. So my due diligence period is always stated 10 days from accepted offer. All right, the earnest money. I urge you to not go around submitting earnest money checks when you first sign the contract. You should have it where it is paid after completion of the inspection period, which is 10 days. They give you time to have turned the contract in, had it looked over, reviewed, everything before you have to put any money on the line. If we approve the contract, we will go ahead and pay that earnest money deposit. If for some reason we don't approve the contract or you don't go and sell it somewhere else, then this is your clause to get out of the deal, right? It's your wimp out clause. You don't have to follow through with the deal. If you pay the earnest money up front, right, and we approve the deal, then we'll reimburse you. But if you pay the earnest money up front, we don't do the deal, and you don't close the deal, it's going to be your responsibility to get your earnest money back up. All right, back to you. All right, closing date should be set 30 days from accepted offer, okay? So don't choose dates, right? Today is March the 26th, 2019. Don't let a agent put April 26th as a closing day, 30 days from today. No, it's 30 days from the accepted offer, right? You can get caught up with someone accepting an offer days later than when the offer was put in and sign a purchase and sale agreement that's giving you less than 30 days to close. You don't ever want to do that. Those are some of our non-negotiables, okay? Then you want to submit the contract to me at arhorton@bidstarllc.com. Right? You want to just spell out in your email, this is the contract you received, and spell out everything you can on it from what you found, ARV, repair cost, your mail, and then just send that right over. I'll take a look at what you have. All your information should be the instant deal analyzer, so I can go review your 5 neighborhood comps as well, and we'll move on from there. All right, this was just a quick start, guys. This is something, if you follow this guide right here, it's going to get you going and really get you to move forward in this process of getting contracts on deals. Remember, that is the goal. Get contracts. You got to make offers to do that. Hey guys, whatever you need to do right now, do it. Take action. Let's get started.